recordings. Go ahead. Great afternoon, great Monday to everyone. Welcome to the call.
Great Monday, Angel. Let me just finish doing what I'm doing and I'll be right with you.
All right.
Okay.
Welcome to everybody who's coming on board. We're gonna get started. Let's give everybody 1 minute to get on, and we're gonna get started on what we're gonna do for today, which is what everybody's probably getting, right? Working on objections and mastering objections today. So get your pen and paper and any recording device you want to have so that you can start. Open it. I'm gonna start in just a minute. Role playing today. Have some great stuff for you all lined up, but we're gonna wait 1 more minute for those just leaving work and trying to hop on. And 1 more minute. All right, Sabrina, you wanna go ahead and start with our acknowledgement drill? You know, first explain to everyone why we do the acknowledgement drills and give them some examples.
Sure, I can definitely do that. Hi, everyone. My name is Sabrina Tumblin. I am in partnership with Angel, and I am honored to do this for you today. So first of all, when it comes to the drills, we're basically, these objection drills, we're basically being able to answer in a way that agrees with them, but not agreeing with them. So basically the client is always right. Yes, you are correct. But in that same breath, we're still able to interject what we need to, but in a way that it doesn't feel offensive or put them on the defense. So what we're going to do is I'll say something and your response would be, I understand, or I agree, or no worries. What other time would you like for me to do it? So whenever I say something, you respond to, I understand. Yes, I agree. In those terms. So it has to make sense when you say it, right? So you can't agree to something that just off the chart, right? So let me get started. And so you'll understand what I'm talking about. So if everybody can come off of mute so that you can participate, okay? All right, you ready? I'm not interested.
Of
I
course you're not
understand. I hear
interested.
you.
Lose my number.
Done.
I can do that.
I don't think this is going to work.
Sure,
I
you
get
would
it.
say that.
The price is too high.
I can see why you
I
say that.
understand.
I'm walking into a meeting.
No
Great.
worries.
What's a better
Okay.
time?
I don't like you.
I
Not
understand.
everybody's cup of tea.
Need to talk to my spouse.
Absolutely. You sure
understand.
should.
I need to talk to my dog.
Okay.
Oh,
My CPA say I can't spend any money.
I can see
I
where
hear
you're
you.
coming from.
I'm really not interested.
I
I haven't told
understand.
you anything
I get
yet.
it.
We think you're interested in something you're not seeing.
I'm hanging up now.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
but
I'll call
just
you back
before you hang
tomorrow.
up.
Stop calling me.
Done.
Okay, done.
All right, guys. That was good.
All
Good job.
right, give yourselves a hand of applause, right, for sticking it through it, right? And you know, some of these things are outrageous, but it could happen, right? So we're prepared for the worst. So great job. Thank you, Sabrina, for doing that for us. We always want to start out with a bang, and the acknowledgement drill is always a way to kind of warm up everybody so that you're ready for these objections and the role plays that we're going to do today, right? So before we get into some of the training on you know, how to master these objections, I want to open the floor up for those who want to share what they're working on right now and help, you know, help with your role play that's going on right now. So who has something that they want to work on? Oh, Jarek. All right, you have the floor. Go ahead. Unmute. What
Good
are we
afternoon.
working on?
I'm going back over some calls that I had in the past, and I'm
Okay.
touching back bases with some of them. And I encountered one guy today, and he kind of paused, but he told me that he was going to school, but he kind of paused. So I felt like it was still an opportunity there, but I kind of like didn't know the direction to go. So I think
Okay.
I kind of let him off the hook.
Okay. All right. So let's get a volunteer for you, right? Let's see. Miss Laura Johnson, do you want to be that person that he's
Sure, why not?
Okay, so he's calling you back. He's already showed you it before, but now the bus is coming back around, right?
Okay.
To pick you back up. So let's see how he does round 2. Go ahead.
Ring ring.
Hello?
Hi, Miss Carla. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is Jarek.
Hi, Jarek. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I was just giving you a call back pertaining to, in the past, we spoke about your mother-in-law inquiring about solar, and I was touching base with you to see if she was still interested.
Oh, yeah. I haven't really talked to her in a while, but you know, Jarek, I just been a little busy. You know, I'm in school and I just been really busy.
Okay. So what you going to school for, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, no, I don't mind you asking. I'm just doing some adult education credits and stuff.
Okay. So I got to stop because I actually went one way, but I should have went the other way because the same guy, I spoke to him about 2 different things. But today when I called him, I didn't call him actually about his mother. I called him actually about the business.
Oh, okay. So you want to back up?
Yes, ma'am. Let's back up. My bad. I apologize.
Not a problem. Go ahead.
Okay, give me 1 second. Let me get this together. Yes, Miss Laura, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I was just touching base with you. I haven't heard from you in a while.
Yeah, well, you know, I've been really sort of kind of busy. I've been taking some classes and just been really busy lately.
Okay, if you don't mind me asking, what kind of classes have you been taking?
I've been doing some adult education classes.
Okay, so the last time we spoke, you were interested in coming into the business. Has anything changed since then? Are you still interested in coming to the business?
Well, yeah, I like the business, but I just been busy.
Okay, so that's where I got stuck at.
Okay, great job. Everybody give him a round of applause, right? Because he knows where he's stuck and he, you know, and when you're stuck, you want to get the answer. So great job. I love the first time you got in there was great. I know you got a little razzled after, you know, you had to change what it was, right, that you were doing. So great afternoon, you know, it's perfect, but The second time you came in, you asked her like, hey, you've been busy, what you doing? You don't want to go down the rabbit hole, right? So, so what you want to say is right out the gate, right? Is great afternoon, Miss Laura. The reason for my call, because you want to say those words. I really like saying the reason for my call is because they're already thinking it when you call. Why is Jared calling me? So when you say the reason for my call, it actually, it actually what do you call it? Puts them at ease, right? Oh, okay, he's gonna tell me what the reason is. Right? Because a lot of times when people are trying to sell people in network marketing or in some kind of business or sales, they don't really be upfront and tell them what the reason for the call is. They ask, how you doing? They go all around and all of a sudden it's like, hey, well, I want you to buy my stuff or I want you to start with my business, right? And the whole time they're like, get to the point. What is it? Right? And so when you say the reason for my call right away, it gives them, a relief kind of, right? Because they know you're going to tell them what the reason for the call is right away. You're not wasting their time. And so they're going to be more open to you when you say that. So when you say, hey, the reason for my call is, and then let them know, a couple months ago when we last spoke, you said that you really liked the business, right? But I haven't been able to talk to you. What's changed since then?
He says, okay, so he was like, I'm going to school.
Yeah, because you want to know, right? So if you want to know something, always ask. That's my one thing, right? So if you want to know, so don't you want to know why he is no longer interested, right? So you want to ask, why not? What happened? Right? You're interested, so what happened? Oh, life got in the way. I started taking some classes that are keeping me pretty busy. See, now you know how to handle it when you know what the issue is. Okay, no worries, right? So he's saying he's busy because he had classes. So classes, studying, that took a lot of time. Great, no worries. So let me ask you a question. Are you still interested? Or are you no longer interested? See, we always tend to run away from what? The hard questions. But when we ask the hard question, that really opens the door to communication. And that's what you want, communication. Right? So when you ask him, like when you ask her, what is it? What are you still interested? So Miss Laura, are you still interested? Or
Well, yeah, I am interested, but I just don't think I have the time right now.
oh, I get it. I absolutely understand about that. I'm the same way, right? So this is why I love what we have, because usually when you open up a business, you have a lot of things that you have to do. You have a lot of things that you have to learn. And so that takes a lot of, concentration on. However, our business is more like a business in a box. So we have the specialists that are going to talk about the solar. We have the specialists that are going to talk about the alkaline water. We have all of that in place for you. So literally, you would just need to be able to book appointments with the specialists. Now, you think that will take a lot of time off of your plate when you have to just guide people in the right direction?
Well, no, I don't think that'd take a whole lot of time. But where am I gonna find these people?
Great question, right? You can find them anywhere. So what happens is when you decide that you would like to, get started in this business, we're going to sit down and we're going to have a game planning session for you, because there's just so many different ways that you can meet people through lead generation, through social media. We have so many ways and so many people that it would have to be what you would like to do. But until you get started, we can have that conversation when you get started.
Oh, okay. I get it. All right. Yeah.
So I know that we haven't spoken for a while, but since we haven't spoken, our company has already done 26 million in sales already.
Wow.
Yes,
That's a
in
lot.
less than a year, right? So now we have about 5 more platforms that's opening up, and we're about to expand internationally. So I wanted to go back because I remember you said you were interested. So I didn't want you to, kind of get lost and behind. So would you like a video to see where we're at now?
Yeah, yeah. I think I'd like to take a look. It's not too long, is it?
Well, it is long because we have 5 more platforms. And that's the reason why it's long, because it's 26 million. We're about to hit 1 billion. So we really want to make sure that you understand where this company is headed. So it's about a 45-minute video, but I guarantee you, if you don't see any value in it in the first 20 minutes, go ahead and just log off and let me know.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, 45 minutes. That's not too bad. I was thinking like 2 hours or something like that.
No, it's 45 minutes, but I bet you when you look up, you're not even gonna see that it was 45 minutes, right? And
Oh,
so I'll go ahead and send, zoop. Do you get the video now? So when do you think you're gonna be able to take a look at this video?
Um, well, maybe in the next couple of days.
Okay, next couple of days. So does that mean you'll be able to, right now it's Monday? Because I just want to make sure that the video is still fresh in your mind while I get some feedback from you. So does Wednesday look like a good time to follow up with you?
Yeah, I guess Wednesday will be okay,
Okay,
probably.
okay. So on Wednesday, I have a 3 p.m. or a 7 p.m. Which one works for you?
Well, the evening is better because usually I'm busy in the day. I'm going to my classes and transport and, going back and forth. So yeah, the evening time is better.
Yeah, no, I get it. You're a pretty busy person. So tell me why you would give me this time on Wednesday since you're so busy.
Well, when you first told me about it, you told me that was a way for me to make some extra money, and I could always use the extra money. I'm trying to pay off some extra bills, and then, I'm paying for my classes, and so, a little bit of extra income is definitely something. So you say this is not a hard way to make extra income, so I want to see what it's all about.
Great, great. So besides a zombie apocalypse, you're gonna be on this call at 7?
Yeah, yeah. I will I'll put it in my phone. But could you text me like, could you text me ahead of time?
Absolutely. So I'm gonna go ahead and send you the link for confirmation. And then the day before, I will send you a confirmation as
Okay, that sounds fine.
well. Okay, great. I'll see you on at 7 on Wednesday.
Okay, thank you.
So see, like you always want to give them up to date, and then you can send them, one of the new calls, because Mr. Bean is always getting better and better on every single call. So you decide you can, send any of the launch calls that's been happening. He's been on fire, with some of the launch calls as a way to update people on the new on where we're at now, right? So that's it. Let the video do the job. And what you want to do is always book appointments, right? Don't leave your business up in the air. It's just like if somebody, if you open up your business, you want booked appointments, right? You don't want to just every day, like, who's going to call me, who's going to not, right? That's not a business. You want a business where you have booked appointments and you're talking to people. It actually, when you start booking appointments with people, they actually take you more seriously, right? It's not a friend call. It's not a friendship call. It's a business call, right? Because now they're saying, man, Jarek, you mean business. You booked the appointment. and you know, you're on top of this game, I think you would be a great business partner, because remember what you do, people are looking at you on whether or not you are capable of being a business partner. How many people here have either had a realtor or insurance where they're on top of their game, they make the appointments and all of that stuff, and you're like, yeah, I need to work with you. I like the way you work. Same thing here. If you do that for your business, that's how you're going to attract the people that work with you. If you're just like, well, yeah, just call me whenever, or Wednesday, okay. If you're not working your business like a business, they're not gonna want to. Remember, you're the reason for the season, or you're the reason for the treason, is what Mr. Bean always say, right? So you want to make sure that you are being a business professional so that they will want to work with you. It's all about, you know, what you're doing and really not what you're saying. You can promise a lot of stuff and they might be excited about that, but they're always watching what you're doing to see if they really want to partner up with you as well. So people are watching. So great job. Thanks for sharing that, Jarek. Do you have any questions from that at all? Anybody? So for me, like, okay, so if you're going back to people right now, which is what I'm doing, the best thing to do is let them know where you're at right now. We're at 26 million. So basically you're telling them that we're at 26 million without you. And we're about to head to 1 billion with 5. That was just solar. We have 5 platforms that are coming on board in the next month. And we're heading to 1 billion. Now, it's not my time, it's up to you, right? But I just want to give you an update and see if you want to take a second look at what we have going on now. And a lot of times I get a yes. They want to at least take a look at where we're at now. And you can send them one of the new videos, right? You can find Gage's video, Mr. William Mator's video, Sabrina and Oscar's video, and you can send that to them to update them. And they're really excited. A lot of people are excited about the international. So I've been calling all the people saying, hey, we're expanding internationally. Who do you know in other countries? You know, I'm looking for some leaders. We're expanding internationally. And I'm looking for some leaders in these countries. I don't know if you qualify, because you always want to take it away. I don't know if you qualify, but watch this video and then we can chat afterwards. So, you know, you can always do like what I did with Mrs. Laura, like, you know, double back to ask her why she is giving me this appointment, because now she's selling herself on coming onto this line, right? She's actually saying, well, I want this money, I want this, I want that. And when you talk to yourself and you tell yourself you're going to do something, you're going to do it. That's why you want them to sell themselves, not you. So if you're doing most of the talking, then you're not doing the sales. So if you hear yourself talking, you have to change it and ask more questions, because you want them to sell themselves, not you sell them, because that doesn't work. That's just you talking and giving them information. But when they talk about it, when they get excited about it, when you ask them a question and they answer it, that's when they're sold. Because they're selling themselves. And when you sell yourselves, that's when you take action. Not when somebody else tries to sell you, right? So that's why you want to ask more questions and lead them down that path to making a decision on their own. It's not manipulative. It's helping them make a decision by them saying what it is they want, what is it they like, and then finally saying, okay, I see the pros and I want to get started. Right? So that's why you want to ask more questions. Right? To see how it will benefit them. And they can see how it benefits them. So that's the great role play that started out. Anybody else have anything that they're working on that they want to role play? Because this is the best way here, because you can actually, practice here before you take it out and, potentially mess up a role play, right? Or potentially mess up a prospect that if you had, if you had spoken to them the first, because you only get one chance. It's kind of hard to come back and say, hey, let's do over, right? So you want to practice here so you don't have to have that awkward conversation of do over. Because literally, I've had launches in teams to where they didn't stop, they were new and they decided to answer all the questions themselves and they got 0 signups. And then there were people who were coachable and trainable and waited to get advice and go together, and they ended up having a lot of people signing up, right? So you don't want to do it alone. You want to practice before you do it, because if you blow off 20 people, kind of hard to get them back, right? So you always want to role play and make sure, okay, did I get it right? Let's do this before I get on the call with this person, right? So practice. Miss Laura.
Yeah, I have a question, and then I would like to just role play a follow-up. But my question, Angel, is like, when people feel like when you're following up for a person to, expose them to the business and they've been exposed, and so you're following up afterwards, how do you combat the feeling of like putting pressure on them? I've been working with some people, and they're hesitant to like ask a closing question because they feel like they're pressuring the person. They'd rather wait until the person says, okay, I'm ready today. And that doesn't always work, too well. So do you have any thoughts or advice or coaching to how we can sort of get rid of that sense of pressure, or what words we can use that you're smooth, you're so smooth, I don't feel when you're talking, it doesn't feel like pressure.
It's well,
yeah.
first of all, thank you for that. It's just delivery, right? And it's what you feel is gonna transpire. So number one, ask for the close so many times that you don't even blink anymore, right? When you ask it. So if you don't want to blow it on people, go ahead and find an accountability partner. Like, let's say, hey, Ms. Laura, I need to make sure that I don't feel like I'm pressuring people. So can I go ahead and close you like every single day this week? That way you keep on saying it over and over and over, and at some point it just becomes nature, right? So I do have those indirect closes. So one of my favorites, so I'm glad you asked, one of my favorites is, have you seen enough to make a decision? Very simple, right? No pressure there. Have you seen enough? But it is a close because you are asking them if they're going to make a decision. So there are ways that you can ask without feeling pressure. One of my favorite is on a scale of 1 to 10. I like that one the best. Why? Because the other one is kind of up in the air. They will tell you whether or not they're ready to make a decision. But I'm the type is like, I need to gauge your temperature. Like, not only do I want a decision, but I want to know how close am I to a decision. So I like on a scale of 1 to 10, because on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being that you just want to refer or be a customer, right? 10 being that you're super excited about this business and we're ready to get started. Where are you? Right? And so they can give you. So if they give you a 5, then you know that they're 50-50, right? So if they give you a 10, you still got to gauge that because 10s are not always 10s. Some 10s are liars. So you have to say, okay, great. So you got to test the 10. Okay, so 10 means that you're ready to get started. Okay, great. When do you want to get started? Right? So I had a 10. Gage was a 10. I met him at a networking event. He watched the video as soon as we left twice. And then I called him to follow up. And I said, you know, are you ready? Right? Because he said he's ready. So I tested his 10, right? Oh, you say you're ready. Well, when are you ready? And he said, right now. I'm like, okay, you pass. Right? So you always have to test the people who say they're ready because they say they're ready, but then they're not really ready. Oh, well, I got tomorrow, next week. Right? So that's why I like the 10. Like 10 is get ready, get started now. A 7 or 8 means that they need there's just that little missing piece, right? Anything that they tell you, there's a missing piece. There's a missing component for them to be a 10. So what you want to ask after that is, well, what can we do to make it a 10? Now you allow them to tell you what it is. Well, I really love it, but I need more information. Great. What type of information do you, right? So you want to ask them because now they're going to give you the reasons that if you can find a solution to those problems for them, challenges, now you can move them to the 10, right? And so sometimes I get excited for the 1s and the 2s because the 1s and 2s, they're going to tell you really what they don't like. And like when they're 1 and 2s or 3 and 4s, I say, I love a 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. And they look at me like I'm crazy, right? They're like, what? Like 2? Oh, 2's my favorite number. In Chinese feng shui, 2 means more. So how do we get you to 10? And they look at me crazy, but I got their attention. Right? It's all about what? Getting their attention, right? Piquing their interest. They're like, this lady's crazy. I gave her a 2 and she still wants to talk to me. And she wants to see how I can get a 2 to a 10. You all know Julie On. She's Builder 500. She was a no. She was a 0. She was a negative. She told me she hated solar. So you see what happens when you change it to a 10? Right? And now they can't even, she's talking to builders and realtors and all kinds of people, right? So don't be afraid of, I love 1s and 2s because 1s and 2s, once I get them to a 10, they're like a 20. They go crazy. So, so you do love 1s and 2s, right? Because now you just got to figure out how to make them a 10. And how's the best way? Ask them. Well, what is it? What's keeping you from getting started? What's keeping it from making a 10? What do you need? Because I got it. I can help. Right? So that's my favorite close, 1 to 10. It works every single time. And I remember just keep practicing it. Keep practicing it. At first, it's going to feel very foreign, just like anything that you do at first. But once you start saying it over and over, and then and then it gets to the point where it's just okay on a scale of 1 to 10, because you don't want to waste their time and you don't want to waste your time too. So you need to know what it is, where they're at. Check the temperature, because the 7
I'd
or
like
8, yeah, check the
I'd
temperature.
I'd like to role play it.
Sure, let's go.
If I was gonna ask Miss Carla if she would role play with me.
Okay.
I'll role play with you, Mrs. Johnson.
Yeah, because I want you to just I want you to just say some things that maybe you've heard recently or not so recently or whatever you've
Mhm.
ever heard. Okay, so you have seen the video, and I am now calling you back for the follow-up. Okay,
Okay.
ring ring.
Hello.
Hi, Carla. This is Laura. Good evening.
Good evening. Oh my God, I was supposed to call you back. I'm sorry.
No, it's quite fine. I always love to follow up with my people. So the reason for my call tonight is just that, to follow up with you and find out what did you like most about the video that you saw.
Sounds like a good project. It seems like a good company. Yeah, people seem nice, and Mr. Bean seems like a thorough guy. Yeah, and sounds like there's a lot of money to be made.
Okay. And is that what you like best? The money to be made, or the fact that it's a good company? Which one of those things was, really spoke to you?
What really spoke to me is that there are career opportunities as well as team building. So it doesn't feel like it's one of those things.
Okay. Okay. Well, I like that. I like that. So, let me ask you, on a scale of 1 to 10, one being that, you don't want to hear anymore, you're not interested, slam the door, close the windows, and 10 being you're ready to get started right now, where are you on that scale?
How about a two? I got a lot going on right now. I got this project going on at work, and so I really don't have a whole lot of time right now because I got this thing happening on Thursday that really has me concerned, especially since they're threatening snow, and I'm like really want this to be over because it's been a long time in the planning, and I don't want to have to use my snow date.
Oh, that's awesome. I actually love a two, and so what would it take to take that two to a 10?
Just need some more time. I'm really not. It's about time. It's a time thing for me. Because this foremost in my mind is this project that I have going on Thursday, and I'm hoping to not have to use a snow date because that kind of will mess some things up. So that's about it.
Oh, I get it. I totally understand. So, if we got past Thursday and you were able to complete your project, would you think you would have more time at that time and would consider
Yeah,
getting
I'll
started?
reconsider. I'll reconsider for sure. I think so.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
I really like that travel. So, that travel thing y'all got going on there.
Oh,
That sounds fascinating.
yeah, me too. I love to travel. I mean, you really hit a button right there. I love to travel. So, if you were traveling, where would you go?
Ooh, there's so many places I would go. Most immediately, it is cold, so I need some island spice. But isn't it hurricane season in some places in the world right about now? I would really like to go somewhere warm because it's cold up here in Maryland.
I know that's right. I know that's right. I'd love to join you. Well, Carla, I'm really excited that that time is your only issue, and because one of the things that the company does is it really helps you to manage your time, because we have all the systems in place to make you being able to do this business very efficient.
Okay,
Hmm.
And
so I'm gonna stop it right there. So good
okay.
job, because you already got her, right? So good job. Now you're going. So when you are at the close, no more selling, no more going back.
Okay.
Okay, so when you are already closed her and said that time is the only thing that's missing, and that once you take care of this concern, we're good to go. And she said, yes, we don't need to go back to talking about or reselling to them, right? So I say, well, great. This is the time when she says Thursday. How about we book a call on Friday to continue our conversation?
Okay. Good, good. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Excellent.
No, this is why we
Excellent.
do role play, right? Because now you know the process of what to do next after that.
Yes.
So great job. So when you do the closings, don't go back to selling unless they have an objection or a concern. But she said she was good to go. So she good to go after Thursday. We're gonna go to the next step, which is having her keep her word and booking a call for Friday. So since you said you're good to go, remember you're talking to closing now, and there's no other concerns you have. You don't have any other concerns, right? Make sure you check that. Nope, no other concerns. Great. Let's go ahead and book that Friday. And, and we'll continue the conversation from there. Right?
Thank
See
you.
how I
Thank you.
ease-
Thank you.
Yeah, so how I ease her into it and not make it, so closing, right? So great job, Miss Carla and Miss Laura. Thank you for that. And so, we don't have much time left. So we have 20 minutes and I want to make sure that we get into the objections, right? Because I know that everybody's getting hit with objections and we want to make sure that we master objections. So when I went into the GCU program, the first thing that I studied and studied and studied and studied was objections, right? Because I knew that if I can master these objections, I'm gonna win every time, right? That's where I've spent the most of my time was learning about objections. So, Sabrina, do you have the slides that you can share?
I have a quick question, Angel.
Sure.
Can you define for all of us and for those who may be a little bit rusty and those who may not have been as versed in GCU as others, the difference between objections and complaints?
Yes, so objections and complaints, to be honest, they're pretty much similar, but not the objections are more at the end of objections occur after they have already seen the video, right? They already have heard everything, and now their objections. Complaints are before. So complaints means, oh, I'm too busy to watch the video, or I'm too busy, because they don't know what they're objecting to at that point. That's why it's called a complaint. So complaints usually happen in the beginning where I don't have a lot of time, they're already foreshadowing some thoughts in their head. They're making preconceived, decisions before they even seen it. So objections occur after they have already seen everything, and now it's a legitimate objection. I'm not interested. All of those are all complaints. I don't have a lot of time. I don't really, I don't really like, solar like that. Those are all complaints, really, right? Because they don't even know what we're doing. Those are more complaints. So complaints come before you show them the value. And then after is more like objections. Objections come after. So, which means that the complaints I don't take seriously until they actually watch the video or come on a call or you have presented to them, and then it comes into the final stage of objections. And the only thing that really, if you master objections, the only thing that you can't overcome is their belief in themselves. That's the only thing you can't overcome. Everything else has a solution. And you're probably looking at me like, what? Everything else has a solution. The only thing that doesn't have a solution is if they don't believe in themselves, because that's something that they have to work on. Everything else, they don't have money. Oh, I have a solution for that. Right? And you're probably wondering like, how? There's lots of ways to make money to get them started. But the main objections right now is what we're going to go through. Were you able to share the screen, Sabrina? I think she's in the middle of talking. But for what types of objections do you guys have out there right now that you get a lot of?
I don't have an objection, but I have something I ran into this weekend.
Okay.
And I know how to, and I've talked to Sabrina, so she's going to put me on the right track. But I want to ask you,
Mhm.
I was in the midst about somewhere between 8, 10, 12 officer on Sunday. And I went over and started talking to them. And I didn't want to interrupt too much because they were working. But anyway, I got 4 of them that was interested. 3 was excited. But I didn't know how to address the 4th one. He's an older gentleman, and I know his mind don't run like the younger guys. They was interested and want to know, what do I do? Because they probably need to do it. And they told me they wouldn't be out working on Sunday morning. But the other guy want to keep his interest too. He seems like he were, but I don't know. I don't know how to reach him. The others, I reached them by just telling them a little bit what I do, and I can give them more information. And they was ready for more information. And he kind of like stood there. So how do you get somebody a little motivated? Because his non-motivation will bring the other guys down, and they all work together. And they have to work together on their job.
Okay. So for me, if you ask me that question, I would let him learn his lesson. I would work with the willing and leave him to learn his lesson. So I will work with the 3 that's ready to go, and I'll have him watch them win with me,
I kind of thought
right?
it.
So that's how
Sure.
you motivate a person, is to work with the willing, work with the ready, and then let the other ones watch until they decide that, man, I could have been in the beginning, but it's never too late. Come on in. Oh, over. You can't really motivate a person. They have to get motivated themselves. And sometimes they have to be left behind to be motivated.
Because the other
Right?
3 guys
Because
just rushed and gave me their phone number.
yes, and so that's the people you want to work, because if a person has to be, if you have to motivate a person, that's very hard for you to try to win a race, trying to carry a bunch of people on your back all the time. So you want to work with the motivated that's running with you, right? Like you're like, hey, Roxy, you're over there. Hey, Johnny, you're over here. Yes, let's go, right? But you don't want to be like, oh my God, I lost Bob over there. Hold on, Bob. Let me throw you on my back. Right? No, you can't do that. Right? So if he's not motivated, the only way to motivate those people is to win and show them that you work with somebody and help them win. So we don't work with the unmotivated. You let them just watch until they get motivated by watching your wins.
Okay.
Right?
Got one more
So
question.
leave him behind, work with the 3, and then he'll be like he'll want to come on board. He'll want to come on board after he sees you winning with the 3. When those 3 come back into the office, like, man, I'm having so much fun. Man, I can't believe I started this. And he's sitting over there listening to them talk and saying how great they're having a great time, how that they love what they're doing. They can't wait. They have a retirement plan. They have a plan B. I can't wait to get off my job. He's going to be listening to all that motivation. Right?
Yeah. Now,
Because
let me say one more
he's
thing,
gonna
because
be
I'm
the
so
only one.
excited.
He's gonna be the only one sitting on the nail at that
Yeah.
point. So
Okay.
that's how
Let
you
me interrupt
motivate.
you for one more minute. I
You
am so
leave them
excited.
behind. That's how you motivate them.
Yeah.
So great question
Now,
though, right? So great question.
right.
You want people who are gonna run with you, right? So it's teamwork. So you want the people that are ready. So I don't talk to, and just like how I shared with you that the way that I talk to Miss Laura and book appointments, to be honest, my posture is to where I talk to so many people. I really don't care if they show up or not. If you show up, great for you. I'm going to work with you. If you don't show up, great, somebody else will. Like I don't need a double book appointment because that's my posture. Because I talk to so many people. When you talk to so many people that you don't even follow up with people in time because you talk to so many people, then that's where you want to be at, right? You want your pipeline to have so many people. Think about it. If you go to a networking event, right? And Johnny, how many people do you talk to at a networking event? What'd you say?
Wow. Probably like, just depends. You guys know I'm an extrovert of extroverts. So
Yeah.
I talk to the chairs. I talk to everybody.
What's the average at one event? Average.
Let's just say 20 people.
20 people. So think about that. So let's say when you first start out, is what I first started out was 5 events, Monday through Friday. Remember, this is a business. So if you work as hard on your job, work as hard for yourself, right? So Monday through Friday, when I first started out, I went to one networking event every single day. That means, like Johnny said, 20. That's 100 people.
Yeah.
100 people. You think I'll be able to follow up 100 people in 1 week? No. Right? So that's why when you have a pipeline like that, to this day, there are people that they've seen me at multiple events and they're like, we still have not talked. I said, oh, sorry. Let me get you on your calendar right now. It's like, don't you want that to be you, where they're like, you haven't even called me back, lady. And I said, oh, I'm sorry. Let me put you on my calendar right now so I don't forget. But you have to have the pipeline. You got to go out there and talk to get that pipeline, to talk to people like that, right? And now that I have so much in the pipeline, I can scale back, right? So you got to do massive action, and then you can slowly scale back. And now I can do 2 to 3, and I still have my pipeline still going strong, right? A week, and it's still going strong, and I'm never without a person to talk to. So that's what you want to create for yourself, is a pipeline, and where you want to keep on having so many conversations that, on days that you're tired, you'll be like, you're glad somebody missed an appointment. I'm going to take a nap now. So the main thing is always the pipeline. If you keep that pipeline, and going, Bernice, you're going to have so many people, and always ready and happy and excited people. Negative people, I just go the other way. I don't really want to get sucked into that, right? So for me, there's just so many people out there that you can talk to, Bernice, so many people that is willing. Look at the Sabrinas of the world, look at the Gage of the world, look at the Freddies of the world, look at, all of these people, right? Like all of these people that are really ready and willing to run with you. You don't need time with those people. Because a lot of times we want what's best for some people than they're willing to do for themselves. Right?
Gotcha. Right. I have one more little question to ask you right quick.
Sure.
Somebody I've been working on for 3 or 4 months. I just finally got one of the people. They just called at the beginning of this program, this presentation. They just called to introduce me to one of the decision makers. It's 15,000 people at this place. So I am so excited about to jump out of my seat, but I got you and Sabrina. Y'all is my support.
Well, congratulations, love. Yay. See, just keep on at it and let them watch you. Let them watch the company go to $1 billion. And just remind them like, hey, knock, knock. We're at $1 billion now. You ready? No, not yet. Okay, bye. I'll be back when we hit 2, 3, right? There's never a closed door. Don't close the door, but don't wait on anybody to step through that door either, right? Never close the door. I never close the door, but I'm going to knock occasionally to see if you're still awake. You see that one, what is it? Nemo, right? Where she taps on the, hello, you still there? Yeah. I send that meme to people too, to be honest, when they're not, when they don't respond to me. So You find ways to make people laugh, and they'll come on board eventually. So, any other objections you guys are having right now that we can address? That way, come on. That means you're not working if you don't have any objections.
I
I
do
got a
have
lot.
one. I do have one. The other day, one of my individuals that I shared, and they did attend. They said, "Well, this is the kind of the role play that I had with Miss Laura." They said, "This is not for me, but let me get to give you some other people who you should reach out to." So it was like, although it was not for them, they did provide some references for me to reach out to.
And remember the agreement drill.
Yep.
Perfect. Love it. Done. I'll talk to these people. But hey, let me ask you a question. Why is it not for you? Just
Well,
curious.
right now I got a lot going on. I just started a new job, and I'm about to open up this new assisted living facility, and I just don't have it in me right now. Even though my title is executive director, it's all sales, and sales just exhausts me.
Oh yeah. No, I completely get it. Sales is exhausting because that's how sales is, right? So you sell this month, and next month you got to sell to make the same paycheck, right? So let me ask you this. I know it's exhausting for you, so that means
Recording stopped.
so that means at some point you would like to retire, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, well, let me ask you a question. What do you have in place right now that's going to give you some residual income once you decide that you need to retire because sales is so tiring?
I get a lot of bonuses, and that's how I've been able to make it. So right now I'm not seeing the need to do anything because I've been living on bonuses. All the jobs that I've had bonuses.
Okay,
So I'm doing
once
okay.
that is gone, what's gonna keep on paying you? Do you have
Ooh,
something that's already in line in your
good
portfolio?
question. Good
Because I'm gonna
question.
tell you this right now, we have the structure to be in place where you can get up to $250,000 per month in residual. That means that you wouldn't have to wake up to worry about a sale. You're still gonna get that check for the work that you've done one
I
time.
haven't thought about it like that before.
Okay. I mean, that's the Jeff Bezos of the Amazon world. That's the Netflix of the world. So, why don't we have a second visit on what we have going on here?
All right, Car. All right, Car.
I told you there's always a solution because people don't have what we have. You just have to know how to share the value of what we have. Because I'm telling you, this company, I mean, Mr. Bean and I have seen so many companies and so many compensation plans. This blows out everybody and anybody, period. And when you have that posture, you're gonna be able to share that value with them, right? Nobody has residuals out there, to be honest.
Right.
And nobody can get $500 in 30 days here. In any company. Show me a company that they can get 500 in residuals. Prove me wrong. Because
Right.
I don't see it. Prove me wrong. No, I really do. Want you to prove me wrong. Find me a place, any company, anytime, without you being like an investor or anything of that sort, a partner or founder. Tell me a company that can give you 500. You have the ability to get 500 in residuals in their first 30 days. Please send it to me. You can send it to me when you do, but there's none. That's why I can 100% have that posture with people like, this is the best comp plan and payment ever. And you're going to lose a lot by not jumping on board. And they can feel it. Can you feel it when I tell you? Because they can feel it.
Yes,
Right?
absolutely.
I was like, okay, no worries, right? No worries. I'll check on you again. But, go with the willing. But the people who are excited, like, oh man, 500, I mean, we're about to launch internationally, guys. This is crazy. Like 500 is huge for some people in some countries, right? It's huge. So 500 is gonna change a lot of lives. So I'm not worried about the people that are still watching and ready, not doing anything. I'm just ready with the people who are ready, because you guys are here before the launch of international. That's crazy. When have you been in a company before it launched internationally? Like, it's an amazing spot to be in, right? We always come in at the nosebleeds section after they've done everything, right? So this is your time to go out there and shine. And the more that you're able to, you know, to learn the objections, because there is no objections, right? Because let's say that they don't have the money, right? A lot of people say that, right? I don't have the money. Well, bring me a deal. So it's either money or hard work or effort. Bring me a deal. Bring me an alkaline water deal. Bring me a solar deal. Bring me an ADT deal. So either you have the money or you have the work ethic. If not, then you're just lying to me. So what is the real issue? And that's what you have to find out, what the real issue is. It's not the money, because even when they say they don't have the money, there's another question you want to ask. Okay, I get it. You say you don't have the money. Now, can I ask you a question? Is it because you really don't have the money? You really don't have 200, or you don't see the value in shifting things around to put 200 towards this business? Because that's my fault. I didn't share the value enough for you to move some things to get started here with $200. That's my fault. So let me correct that, right? So, because a lot of times people have the 200, they just don't see enough value to put it towards this. But they see it on a Black Friday for 55-inch plasma. Can't believe they're even that cheap right now. But yeah, right? So, or a concert ticket, right? Or a Valentine's date. Some people probably blew 200 just this weekend. So it's our job to just show the value, what they have their hands on. And the great thing is that all of us are working with the owners of the company. Whether you're on Mr. Bean's team, Mr. Rangel's team, Mr. Wences' team, Mr. Pacheco's team, Mr. Ayala's team, we're all working with close to the top. We can be the reason this company goes to a trillion if we all work together and run together, right? So let's go out there. I hope you guys had some value today. We're going to continue. I didn't get to do the slides like I wanted to, so we're going to do a part 2 for objections, and I'm going to have slides for you guys to actually see how to handle an objection. So, all right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys have a great week, and see you on the Millionaire Mentorship call today.
Thank you, Miss Angel.
Thank you. There's always value.
Awesome,
Thank you, Angel.
Miss Angel.
Yeah.
Y'all serve, Angel.